Hi, I'm Walter Grasser, one of the founders of the Home County Folk Festival in London, Ontario. This would have been the 47th Home County, but due to COVID-19, it had to be cancelled this year. That, by the way, my 1974 Home County t-shirt. It used to fit. Either it shrank or I got bigger, I'm not sure. In 1974, I was entertainment coordinator for the University of Western Ontario. The student council at Western decided to back the idea of a folk festival in Victoria Park. Then I approached four media people. Mel Howie, city editor of the London Free Press. Tim Lang, assignment editor of CFBL Television. Dick Wallace, photographer for the Free Press, and Mike Murphy, sales manager at CJPK Radio. This team overcame many hurdles, but with the backing of Mayor Jane Bigelow and Walter J. Blackburn, then owner of CFBL Television and CFBL Radio and the London Free Press, the 1974 Home County Folk Festival was launched. This year, Paul Mills, current chairperson for Home County, former CBC radio producer and recipient of the Order of Canada, has gathered together a small group of the original performers from 1974 to perform for you. I know you will enjoy the concert. God bless and thank you.
Hi there, folks. I'm Rick Taylor, and I'm really honored to be with you for the Founders Workshop. Founders Workshop of Home County Music and Art Festival. It's really hard to believe. 46 years ago, I was a 19-year-old and very excited to be coming up to London back then. And I was with a group called Cedar Lake, and we were essentially a traveling variety folk show. And we were consisted of Gordon Lowe, Frank Wheeler. There was Stan Rogers, Garnet Rogers, Douglas McArthur, George Kinsman, sometimes Willie P. Bennett, sometimes Brent Titcomb. And we often outnumbered the audience when we'd pull up in our 54-seat school bus painted purple and green. And they gave us 2.5 hours at the Friday night of the very first Home County 46 years ago. So I'm very honored, as I said, to be part of this workshop, and I hope you enjoy it. And here's a tune in memory of my great late friend, Willie P. Bennett, who I recorded this song with the band that I made a record with last year called Dashboard Rattle. And this is about our time together, traveling back and forth in the early 70s between Hamilton, London, Toronto on buses with all our gear and stuff. And this one here is called Smokestack Town. Late one night in the Hammer, and Willie trying to raise some coin, grab a few beer at the Grange. Nothing to do but hang around in a smokestack town. Willie and me, nickels and dimes in a smokestack town. Willie laughed, they call this a mountain. We ripped the pockets from our coats. We're fishing for coins at the City Hall fountain, singing the songs that we wrote. Nothing to do but hang around this smokestack town. Loose change, no pockets in a smokestack town. Lasted 2 nights at the Hillcrest. $100 band, we're ready to split. We'll catch a bus and ride like kings and head out west. Get out of this steel town grit. Ain't no more hanging around in a smokestack town. First stop, a prairie oasis. Well, goodbye, smokestack town. Smokestack town. Goodbye, smoke. All right.
Hi there, folks. Nice to see you all. I used to be Doug McArthur years ago, and I played the first home county festival long time ago. And I think it was probably the first festival I ever played. And I went on to play other festivals all over the country. But there's always something special about the first one. And I was looking at the program for that festival, and I found that we played under a band name called Cedar Lake. And Cedar Lake was a bunch of fabulous performers who traveled around the country in a big old school bus, and we set up shows, and often the armada on stage would outnumber the people in the audience, but we had an awful lot of fun. We'd camp out, set up campsites. See if I can remember most of the people that were involved. Stan Rogers, for sure. Garnet Rogers, his brother. Rick Taylor, Gord Lowe, Frank Wheeler, George Kinsman. That may have been the list of the performers along with me. And then we had Dando Dindoff, who traveled with us as our roadie. And we had a delightful sound man named Sandy McDonald as well. I think that was the core group. And we would travel all over the place. And we had a summer of real good fun. And it culminated at Home County when we did the Friday night show. On the schedule, it seems to say we played from 6:30 till 11 or something. I doubt that we had that much material. That would have forced us to actually practice or something. So I doubt that happened. But play it we did. And I'm going to play you a song, actually, that I played that night and that I used to play with the group. It was a song that worked out very well for me, the first song I wrote that was recorded by anyone actually in the music industry. This was recorded by Valdy and has since been recorded by a few other people as well. It got me a short-term publishing contract with A&M Records. It helped me create whatever kind of career I actually had. It's a song called Don't You Leave. It's getting so I don't believe the stories I hear and read about the man who wears my face and name. It's a life and a blown toke, somebody's long time joke, and all the tired punchlines are the same. And anybody else I know would lay himself down at your door. He'd be the finest minstrel in the show. But there's a child inside the man, hears the bells of a caravan. Picking up his coat, he turns and goes. Don't you believe a word he'll say. Don't you believe he'll ever be any other way. Sometimes I sing off key, and other times sweet harmonies, and I don't know the wrong notes from the right. Sometimes it's mocking verbs, and other nights it's holy words. How am I doing here tonight? Don't you believe a word he'll say. Don't you believe he'll ever be any other way. Sometimes I sing off key, other nights sweet harmonies. I really don't know the wrong notes from the right. Sometimes it's mocking verbs, the best nights is holy words. How am I doing here tonight? Now anybody else I know would just lay himself at your door. He'd be the finest minstrel in the show. But there's a child inside the man, still hears the bells of a caravan. Picking up his coat, he turns and goes. Yeah, so sometimes I don't believe the stories that I hear and read. Man, that's true for sure.
Hi, welcome to Home County 1974. That was the first big stage I'd ever been on, that it was one of a few stages I had been on, actually. And to be on such a big stage so early on was pretty exciting and nerve-wracking. I was very, very nervous. I was asked at the very late, put on the roster, so my name was not on the poster. And the only other woman that weekend was Lisa Garber. And she's not on the lineup with us this time, unfortunately, because it would be so wonderful to hear her spectacular voice still. Together, we did Desperado by the Eagles, who Linda Ronstadt had brought that out at the time, and it was a beautiful song, and so all the women with voices were doing that song. Now, I grew up just west of London, west on Old Highway 2 in Delaware, Ontario. It was tobacco country. And all through that time, quarter horses were being imported from the prairies. And all my friends were getting these quarter horse foals. And I never got one. I didn't get my pony, but I enjoyed theirs. And I enjoyed watching them race. And this is a song about horse racing, in particular quarter horse racing, because they're the fastest thing alive for a quarter mile. And everything that comes with that, gambling, etc. And this is called Pico Downs. Wake me up with your morning dew. Take me to Pico Downs with you. All the pretty ponies, how they fly. Some say the fastest thing alive. Come on, baby, got money on your name. Sun shines on you, go Ballerinas. The only thing that keeps your step in style is there. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile. Dust in my mouth, stone in my shoe. I'd bet 1,000-fold on you before your ponies all run wild. We reach across that quarter mile. Come on, baby, got a money on your name. Sun shines on you, go Ballerinas lane. The only thing that keeps your step in style is there. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile. Well, I can't taste the morning dew. Covered up at Pico Downs with you. I reached across the great divide. You could not reach 1/4 mile. Come on, baby, got a money on your name. Sun shines on you, go Ballerinas lane. The only thing that keeps your step in style is there. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile. Quarter mile, 1/4 mile.
This song is called Ballerinas. Before we go any further, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a couple of people that were really very responsible for the original home county. The first of which is Walter Grasser, who was my manager at the time and who worked very hard to get home county going, and also Tim Lang was in there, and not to mention John Smale with Smale's Pace, and many others that worked very hard for this, and 46 years ago, actually. So I'd like to do this song, Ballerinas. And I'd like to sing it also to Annie and Carl Grindstaff, who were also great supporters of this music in London. And this is one of their favorite songs. This song is called Ballerinas. It's basically about stuck in a small room for a long time. I think we can all relate to that right now. So this is Ballerinas. Stuck here in this little room with the tricks of my trade, trying to find where I went wrong, with the best plans laid. Please don't remind me where I've been, or show me pictures I've already seen. 'Cause one by one these treasures loom like ballerinas. And I was hoping you might understand this out of business sign, and the purpose to which I turn my hand. I hope perhaps to change my mind with a melody and meaning here, forever taking shape like mist on this morning lake, like ballerinas. The melody and meaning here, forever taking shape like mist on this morning lake, like ballerinas, like ballerinas.
Hello, London, Middlesex County, all your many Middlesex counties, Lambeth County. How I love the Home County Folk Festival in Victoria Park. Valdy is my name, and I had the honor of playing in the first couple of these festivals. Congratulations on the long and flourishing life that the festival has had and will have. I was on the downside of a major hit across the country when I got to play there. I came into town as a man of renown, a writer of songs about freedom and joy. The hall had been rented, and I was presented as the kind of a singer most folks could enjoy. As I climbed up the stairs to the stage, it was there. It was obvious something was missing. I could tell by the vibes they wouldn't be bribed. They weren't in the mood to listen. They yelled out, "Play me a rock and roll song. Don't play me songs about freedom and joy. Play me a rock and roll song, or me no song at all. So I played some songs about peace and contentment, kindness, and things I've come to believe in. When I was through to this chorus of boo, some track star yelled, "Thank God he's leaving." Now someone play me a rock and roll song. I've had it to hear with your flowers and beads. Play me a rock and roll song, or don't play me no song at all. Buddy, if I played you a rock and roll song, how could it be fair if my head isn't there? So I'll leave you with your rock and roll songs and make my way back towards the country. But still I can hear, play me a rock and roll song. Don't give me music I don't want to hear. Play me a rock and roll song. I should have stayed at home with a small case of beer. Play me a rock and roll song, or I say, don't play me no song at all. True story, I was rejected by 5,000 people at a rock and roll festival. It was a rock and roll festival. Hello, I'm not a rocker. I'm going to play it. It's part of folk music, but it's a very specific genre, you know. So.
This next song that I'd like to perform is a beautiful song by an old friend of mine named Magdalena, who sadly passed away about 10 years ago. Mick was from Niagara Falls, and I'd met him when I was about 11 years old, and he was a true blue folkie in all sense of the word, and he would hitchhike around with his guitar around his back and sing anywhere. And I got to know him really well, and we became very good friends, and he was a mentor of mine and taught me a lot about music and taught me how to finger pick. He turned me on to lots of folk and blues and literature. And this is a song I promised that I would try to get some of his songs out someday. And this is a beautiful song that I'm bringing out on my next new record, and it'll be out as a single. It's called Moonlight. Hope you enjoy it. Shadows dance in broken rhyme, lighted windows dare we try to guess the stories that they hide with curtains. Loneliness has company, this company I've chosen, darkened so I scarcely recognize. All moonlight shines silver through the trees, nets of night keep the city on its knees. I am alone with no one to please until the dawn. Lamppost leaning in the night, blessing with its lesser light, seeing all is right until the morning. Darkened halls and walled up dreams, movement has been frozen till someone drunk and falling breaks the ice. All moonlight shines silver through the trees, nets of night keep the city on its knees. I am alone with no one to please until the dawn. All moonlight shine silver through the trees. Nets of night keep the city on its knees. I am alone with no one to please until the dawn. Tomcat takes a look around, he sneers and leaves without a sound. He's so close to the ground he feels the warning. Sidewalk sweating, second life, my eyes next to closing. Shadows fall into a flood of light. All moonlight shines silver through the trees. Gnats of night keep the city on its knees. I am alone with no one to please until the dawn.
Some of the people that played with us on occasion were Willie P. Bennett and Ray Materi, Brent Titcomb. I think David Whiffen played a gig with us in Guelph or someplace like that. It was quite a crew anyway. And Stan became successful down in the States. He got tours down on the East Coast, and then Western Canada discovered him, and he became a national icon. He was kind enough to remember me and invite me on some of those tours as an opening act. And we had many, many adventures. So the one that sparked this next song was we were driving somewhere in New England and down along Lake Champlain, I believe. And I can't remember where we were headed, possibly Boston. And there was this one bar that was open in the middle of the night on the road, just one light in the wilderness. So we pulled in there to rest. We were all traveling in Clank, the van, everybody sleeping in the van, and it was a ribald time, another time altogether. No credit cards, no cell phones, no hope, really. But we went into this place, and this rather crusty waitress came up and looked at us as we stood in the door. I think at that point, Jim Morrison was with us, so everybody but me was about 6'5" or more. And I was just this pudgy little donut ball in the middle of them all. And she looked us up and down. She'd seen a lot, you could tell that. And she said, "You guys are professional wrestlers." Well, we found out that we were musicians. She found out we were musicians. We had to go sit in her section because it turns out she said she knew all the great rock stars and country stars there are. They'd all been stopping into this place because it was always the only place that was open in the middle of the forest. And she brought out signed albums, and she brought out all kinds of invitations and birthday cards, invitations to gigs and stuff. And I said, "Well, you know, it's interesting that you got all these invitations. Did you ever take anybody up on it?" And she said, No, I don't think I wanted to get into it that much. Since we were all spending all our time trying to break into and find the music business at that point, it was kind of interesting to find someone that had, the music business had discovered her, and she wasn't interested. So I wrote this song. And she's the star of this song, but probably her life really was far more interesting than what I came up with. Boots and saddles on the Penn State line, in a dusty roadhouse. 1949, it's Betty's first week working, and the day is going slow. She's very pretty, and Joe's her first date. Up come the station wagon, from out of state and out from the back steps. Bill Monroe. The Bluegrass Boys, they're quite a sight. It's hours from home, driving all night, only time for a pit stop. Coffee to go. Bill pours his coffee, he's oh so plain. Yes, they're playing at the Opry tonight, and maybe she might like to go. She spills the coffee, she don't feel the burn. In just one moment, her whole world turns, and up from the pumps comes good old Grease Monkey Joe. She loves the fiddle and the mandolin. Nashville's a town that she's never been. It breaks her heart, but she can't go. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. Ride the great highways till dawn. Sometimes for the money, sometimes for the song. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. Well, it's 8 years later. She's married now. She does the job. She don't know how, and then up in the tarmac come a long black limousine. A flash of jewelry, somebody guards. Joe's at the window, he's staring hard. He says, "My God, Betty, I believe it is the king." She brings coffee to the limo door, a flash of dark eyes, so much more, the most beautiful smile she's ever seen. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. Ride, ride the great highways till dawn. Sometimes for the money, sometimes just for the song. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. Well, it's late at night. The lights are low. There ain't no Betty. There ain't no Joe. There's just me and my flat top. We're playing in the night. Every morning in the motels they lay another pot of coffee. Starts another country band. They're out on the road. Morning light. See, I love the fiddle and the mandolin. Nashville's a town that I've never been. It breaks my heart that I can't go. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. ride the great highways till dawn. Sometimes for the money, but mostly for the song. Boots and saddles, and they're gone. They're gone.
In London, I lived right across from Victoria Park on Central Ave. It was either 220 or 221 Central, and I think Paul and Bev Mills lived on Central Ave also. It was a beautiful sixplex with arched doorways and high ceilings and big tall windows, and it was $90 a month. Yeah, that was moving up too. That was moving up. And Willie P. lived in the building next door. So we ran into each other a lot, crossing the park, you know, coming home from the York Hotel, coming home from Smales Pace. You'd see a lot of people cutting through the park. And, you know, I'd see Willie in various states of creativity. And he was always kind, generous, and supportive. And he was shy too. And his finger picking style is something that really stuck with me. So much so that I've adapted it into my own style. Very, very much like his, I think. It's slower, it's deliberate, and it's sort of more plucking and digging. And it has done me well. And this is Magdalena. Blinding dust is in my eyes. My mouth is full of dirt. Car wheels spinning by. Not a breeze to dry my shirt. It's the price of coming down. This much I can say. To see you once again, that's a price I have to pay. Never felt so trampled underfoot in a single one-horse town. I'm stumbling and I'm drunk, broke down, Magdalena. I can't suffer any fools knowing what I know. I'm lost without you here, so afraid to let it show. Take everything I am, dig it deep beneath the stone. Forget I ever knew, just don't leave me here alone. It must have been your ghost tearing up this town. I'm guilty and I'm drunk, broke down, Magdalena. echoes of your voice in this hollow heart of mine. The night deceives me now. On the very edge of town, I'm falling and I'm drunk, broke down, Magdalena.
This is the title song from my new CD called Best Foot Forward. My father was a paratrooper in the Second World War with the British Eighth Army in Italy during the campaign to recapture Rome. They were pushing up the boot of Italy, and they got stuck at a location called Monte Cassino, and this was the Battle of Monte Cassino. It was a very hard-fought battle. Many casualties, 50,000 casualties on the Allied side and 20,000 on the Axis side. I can't imagine what it would have been like for these young men, but I tried to depict it, at least a moment in time, in what I thought it might have been like to try to capture that hill many times over. This battle lasted from January of 1944 to May of 1944 when they finally broke through. So this is Best Foot Forward, dedicate to my dad.
Go ahead and put the best foot forward. It don't matter if you slip in the mud. Keep marching to the sound of your heartbeat. Push it to the limit in bone and blood. All alone I face my limitations. I see the future now from right up close. I stare in wonder at this gnashing of nations and losing my patience as I overdose. And the bells are ringing in the distant hills. We can't change it, nobody can change it. We've tried for generations, but we're in too deep. So we push up this hill, thinking we can fix it. Nobody can fix it, it's just too steep. And the bells are ringing in the distant hills, and we're on our way. We're running hard, the boys and me. We're on our way, gaining high ground for a garden country. Finally quiet, the stars are shining, guns are silent and the cries are lost. They say we won here, although it's hard to see it. We stand alive, albeit just to count the cost. And the bells are ringing in the distant hills, and we're
aging gracefully and aging well, I would hope. During these COVID times, it's difficult to continue doing what we were doing. Well, it's impossible for us performers. I'm doing most of my stuff online. Once in a while, I have a gig every few months, that's it. Keeps a hand in it, though. I'm doing a Sunday evening live at 5 on Facebook, on the Valdy fan page, and 5 o'clock West Coast time. And that's keeping my hand in it, which is good. But if we don't do something, we atrophy. And then the mind starts to go. And we have to write songs about that too, because it's part of the aging process, eh? So here we go. Reaching for the daylight, like a deep sea diver coming up for air, chasing every shadow, hoping there's a chance to find you there. Never felt so helpless. At times it feels like I can hardly breathe. Running down a road to nowhere, running out of reasons to believe. So hold me close and tell me what's going through your mind. I need to know what matters most, and we're running out of time. I put my arms around you, so near and yet so far. I promised to be there for you, but I don't know where you are. Ooh. And your life is strange and different from the one you used to know. And your mind keeps playing tricks on you, and you can't find your way home. As I watch our life unravel, this single thought has crossed my mind. Would I rather be the one set free, or the one that's left behind? So hold me close and tell me what's going through your mind. I need to know what matters most, and we're running out of time. I put my arms around you, so near and yet so far. I promised to be there for you, but I don't know where you are. And there's no plan in place for what lies ahead. Nobody has a clue when the one and only love you've lost is standing right in front of you. Reach out and take my hand, dear, before you slip away. Our love's not going anywhere. Our love is here to stay. Smartass, tried to finish it all fancy, eh? Well, okay. Anyway, that's a new song. Dr. Bob Ruzicka wrote the poem. It's about his wife. I put the music to it. Shadowland.
This next song that I'd like to perform for you is an instrumental, actually. And there's always been a few instrumentals in my repertoire. And this one here is basically some Appalachian style, finger style, some folk, some blues, some jazz, and a touch of Norwegian death metal. It's called Smoky Mountain Devil from my Clown River fingerstyle guitar CD, and hope you enjoy it.
I've been living in Quebec. This is my front room. I've been here for, I think, 14 years. I live right on the Gatineau River. It's a very beautiful place, and it's very comfortable, and according to my landlady, I have an extended lease. In the last 5 years or so, a change in my life has taken place. I've been traveling to Ireland, and kind of went there by accident the first time. That's too long a story to tell here, but the more I go back, the more I love it, and the more I become immersed in Celtic culture. And you can see I'm working on some Celtic weave drawings here. There's a set of small pipes hanging on the wall over here that you really don't want to hear me practicing on. It's become a real hobby, and couldn't go this year because of the COVID. I'll definitely be back next year. I generally take a bike ride, a bicycle tour along the west coast of Ireland, and really love it. Love Dublin. And this area here was largely settled by Irish immigrants. So I thought I would write a song about what's around me and what's inside me. She was born and raised on the famine coast, believing in the banshee and the Holy Ghost, beguiled each day by the bejeweled bay. Fare thee well to Galway. Down on the cobbles to the Spanish gate, out in the Claddock where the black ships wait, out in the Curragh and she's making way. Fare thee well to Galway. Fare thee well. So cold, so dark, so quickly done, the burn fades in the setting sun. A whole new life has just begun. She's bound for Nova Scotia. They bring out the bodies when they reach Gros Isle, steel great river running under our keel. You'd call it a river, we'd call it a sea, wider than the Shannon. Fare thee well to Galway. We go to your schools where we're beaten and caned, made to conform and to be ashamed. If we use our language or we speak our name, we're marked as something other. But school is a dream time too soon past. Very quickly the die is cast. 3 children now, more coming fast. She's not yet 20. Fare thee well to Galway. Fare thee well to the salmon weir. Fare thee well to the dark hills rising. Never coming back here. High above the river called the Gatineau, many are the gravestones, many are the rows, many are the graves from long ago, and every stone says Ireland. We get up to Rupert about twice a year, clean up the graves and we gather near, join our hands, we shed a tear, sing Fare thee well to Galway. Fare thee well. Fare thee well. Fare thee well to Galway. Fare thee well. Well, it's been fun playing for you folks, and I hope to be able to do it sometime in the future for real, maybe they'll invite me back to home county. If not, I usually go every year anyway. You can find me in the audience. Till then, fare thee well.
Hi, I'm in this amazing church. Gonna try out a song that I did way back. I did more traditional material, and this one I especially remember because Margaret Crystal was very encouraging to me, wherever you are, Margaret. Thank you. And it's called When I Was in My Prime. When I was in my prime, I flourished like a vine. There came along a false young man, come stole the heart of mine. Come stole the heart of mine. The gardener standing by, 3 offers he made to me, the pink, the violet, and red rose, which I refused all 3, which I refused all 3. The pink's no flower at all, for it fades away too soon, and the violet is too pale a hue. I think I'll wait till June. I think I'll wait till June. In June the red rose blooms. That's not the flower for me, for then I'll pluck the red rose off and plant a willow tree, and plant a willow tree. And the willow tree shall weep, and the willow tree shall whine. I wish I was in the young man's arms that stole the heart of mine, that stole the heart of mine. If I'm spared for 1 year more, and God should grant me grace, I'll weep a bowl of crystal tears to wash his deceitful face, to wash his deceitful face.
I met Valdy at the Home County Folk Festival. He heard me singing this song and decided that he would like to record this, and it was a very good thing for me, I have to say. Although Valdy claims that when he introduces the song, he claims that this song paved my driveway. Well, he has no idea what driveways cost in Toronto. He lives in Salt Spring, so. But I'm very grateful to Mr. Valdy for that. He has been the gentleman of the folk scene in Canada for a long time, and I appreciate the fact that he highlighted my song in his career too. So this is Renaissance. Let's dance that old dance once more, and I normally dedicate it to my wife, and I shall do though right now. This is for Brenda. I like the way that your hair falls away when the night brings a candle to you. And I like to stare as you come down the stair as the light from the landing shines through. How many fallen leaves does it take to believe autumn has finally come? The sun has gone colder, we've both grown older. It's hard to believe we're still one. So let's dance that old dance once more. We can still move as smooth on the old ballroom floor. I'll wear my Sunday best, you wear your favorite dress. Lock up the door and let's dance that old dance once more. Help me round, you put my feet on the ground when I acted as proud as a fool. But our children have grown, the kids of their own, to raise without aid from our old golden rule. But somehow it seems some of our dreams were discarded somewhere on the road. All that was true could be found in the blue of your eyes that still sparkle and glow. So let's dance that old dance once more. We can still move as smooth on the old ballroom floor. I'll wear my Sunday best, you wear your favorite dress. Lock up the door and let's dance that old dance once more. Well, the Frost King has come, and with a flick of his thumb, turned our windows to Renaissance art. But now by the fire, no need to inquire about the ways of the soul and the heart. 'Cause the years have gone by like a soft whispered sigh, not noticing youth as it flew. Well, it's easy to tell that you're where your age well, not trying to prove you're still you. So let's dance that old dance once more. We can still move as smooth on the old ballroom floor. I'll wear my Sunday best, you wear your favorite dress. Lock up the door and let's dance that old dance, dance, dance that old dance once more. We can still move as smooth on the old ballroom floor. I'll wear my Sunday best, you wear your favorite dress, and lock up the door. We'll dance that old dance once more. Lock up the door. We'll dance our old dance once more. Just once more.
And thank you for letting me come aboard and share a few songs here with you all. This next one is one that I would close many festivals with. I remember Jackie Washington got to open so many of those home county folk festivals. I was never envious of him, but man, did he do a good job of it. I had the honor of closing a few of them, as did Jackie. We used to sing this. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I shiver at Louis Riel one cold night down at Batoche. I said, Louis, how come these folks are fighting the way they do? He said the folks will suffer and fight. Some will even die for what they think is right, even though they know they're only passing through. Same as me and you, we just passing through, passing through. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I saw Jesus on a cross, up on a hill called Calvary. I said, do you hate mankind for what they've done to you? He said, talk about love, not hate. We got things to do and it's getting late. We're all family here and we're only passing through. Join me if you feel like it. Passing through, passing through. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me. Tell the people that you saw. Go on and tell the people that you saw me passing through.